Hi everyone, welcome to my kitchen. Today I am doing, I'm doing a bit of a Mexican style meal, and I'm using up what I've got. So I don't know, like some of you would have watched my videos where I've been doing the savoury mince and the curry mince. Well, I'm going to use the same type of thing, and I'm going to have a go at Mexican mince. If it works out, I will do a video. I'm actually thinking that it might work. But the other thing I'm doing is, I was talking to someone about using packet mixers, and she said, can you still use packet mixers? And yes, you can. So what I'm doing is I'm going to use a store-bought taco seasoning packet as well. But that's what I'm doing. But in the meantime, and I've got like some soft mini tortillas, and I've got, I'm making coleslaw, and I've got a few things just to use up what I've got. But the other thing I thought I would do is I've been wanting to try these forever, and they're sweet corn fritters with chili jam and avocado cream. So this is what I'm making to go with all that. I just thought that's got the sort of the Mexican influences. It would probably be really nice. And the first thing we do is make the chili jam. So we'll start cooking. Okay. So, there's nothing in there. Okay, so now it says to use 400 grams of red capsicum. So I've got 2 little baby capsicums, which are just starting to get a bit wrinkly. So I thought I'd use them up to start. I know this one's not red, but there'll be enough red in there. So that you won't even notice this, I hope. No, because I can add a green chilli into my red chilli sauce, and as long as it's no more than 1 or 2 green chilies in the whole, like in a 500 gram thing, then you can't see it. Rightio, so this is my oldest capsicum because it's got a soft spot on it. Okay. But I need one of these capsicums for my Mexican mince. So at the very most, I'm only going to put 2 in anyway. And I'm just cutting these up into, it says 3 centimetre pieces. They're probably smaller than that, but oops. So because these are just a little bit past their use by date, they're just starting to get, I want to use them all today. So I would like to keep half a capsicum to go in my coleslaw, but I don't know that I'll have that much left. So, and this one is a little bit frozen. So, and I'm not I'm trying to take most of the membrane and the seeds out. But I'm not overly worried. See, does anyone ever use the little babies out of the middle? I don't know, they always seem a bit furry tasting, so I never do. Okay. Okay, and this one has obviously been up against the element because it's a bit frozen. So, oops, that's a bit more than I wanted. $4.24. Okay. $3.85. $3.90. Oops, that bit. Oh yeah. And that one. And we've got a little bit. We've got some for the mince and some for the coleslaw. So I'll have plenty of time to make the coleslaw while this is all cooking. Okay, we're going to chop that for 5 seconds on speed 7. Okay, next. Now, I've been wanting to show you this and I don't know, like, this recipe doesn't. But some recipes, they've got more than one picture. I'll just see if I can find one. Let's see what this is like. Nope. But they've got the little dots to show that you can scroll across. See, I don't know, you can't see it. This has got 3 little dots, which means there's 3 photos. I don't know. And then this one, sometimes there's a video at the end, like so, but there's 3 different photos on that recipe, and that's available on Cookie Do as well. But I didn't realise it was available on the Thermomix. Scrape down the sides of the bowl with the spatula, which is all the way across the room. Hang on. Rightio. 3 teaspoons of dried chilli. So I am not going to put 3 teaspoons in. I'm going to put 1 because we don't want this super spicy, because we want the one of the kids coming. I want him to be able to eat it. So 3 teaspoons would be lots. 200 grams of white sugar. I've actually got like about another 3 or 4 bags of, oh, dear me, I didn't tick it. Okay, that's okay. I've got another, that'll do. Yeah, 3 or 4 bags, 2 kilo bags of sugar. So I'm going to start making chili sauce for Christmas soon. Okay. Yes, and now it says 100 grams of white sugar, 8 apple cider vinegar. So I'm going to do 50. Because apple cider vinegar has a very strong flavour. And I mean, if you buy the really expensive one, it's nice, but the cheaper ones are not quite as delicious. So I'm going to tone it down with, I'm going to halve it with just white vinegar. And then 80 grams of water. Rightio. Next. So we're going to cook that for 30 minutes at 120 degrees. So that's quick, easy. Step 1. I'm doing this a bit earlier in the afternoon because it can cool down. Once it's done, I'll make the avocado cream and it can go in the fridge. And then I'll make the fritter batter, which can go in the fridge uncooked. And I will then just pull it out before tea and make the fritters. So rightio, I'll be back. Okay, so that's the 30 minutes up, and it says to transfer into a sealable, sterilised jar. Now I am going to put it in here for now and let it cool down because we're going to have this for tea, and I'll put the rest of it in a bottle in the fridge, and we will eat it for the rest, you know, until this will keep quite well in the fridge. Now this is very nice, this chilli sauce. We've made it before, and if you only put a little tiny bit of the oh, that's warm now, see? If you only put a little tiny bit of the let me do this. You can change the heat by adding a little tiny bit of the chili flakes. So what I'm going to do now is clean and dry the mixing bowl, and then we're going to do the avocado cream. So I'm going to use the pre-wash mode with this. So I've just added in a litre of water, and that's just up to the 1 litre mark. I'm just going to put 2 drips of dishwashing liquid in. I have rinsed the lid, and then I decided that I'd go with the pre-wash mode. And if I pull this down, it's up there, and I'll just do the universal and go, and that's like 7 minutes. But I can do a few other things while that's happening. That's clean, dry mixing bowl. And now we're going to move on to the avocado cream, which is, it says 1 avocado, but I don't know how big's an avocado because these are tiny. I've got 3 here, and I think I'm going to use them all because there's no weight to it. There's I think half one of those avocados would be quite easy for one person to eat, and there's going to be more than 6 of us tonight, so I'm going to go with all 3. That was a bad cut. Perfect. Okay, and so we've got to tick that to say that it's happened. Now I did get a spoon out to do the sour cream, and I've used it for the avocados, so let's see what that weighs. I want 50 grams. Oh, let's look at that, that's 54. Let's get a bit more out to get the stuff with the avocado on it right here. Now it says 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 2 pinches of pepper. My apron's pretty messy. And then 2 pinches of pepper, rightio. We could always add more pepper and salt if we want it. So yes, yes. Next. And we're going to puree that for 15 seconds. I love the Thermomix for making dips where you just bung everything in and puree it, and it's just, yeah, amazing. It's so quick. So I'm pretty sure now we'll have to wash the bowl again before we proceed with the fritter batter. Just give it a little taste. I need a spoon. Oh, it's okay, I'll do this. Yep, that is good. They're nice avocados. Rightio. And then clean and dry the mixing bowl. So I will be back once I have put this in a container and I'll have a clean, dry mixing bowl. Fritters. It says to add parsley and fresh chives. Now, I'm not doing it. I'm just going to go next. And chop, so we'll skip that. Because I don't have any and I don't care. So what we're going to do, there's something touching my Thermomix tear. So now we've got 70 grams of chickpea flour, or besan, B-E-S-A-N. So, like I found it as chickpea flour, but sometimes it's labelled as B-E-S-A-N, besan. I don't know how to pronounce it. So 70 grams. I don't want this to come out really fast. Oh, look at that. 71 grams. So these are, you can make them gluten-free. These are gluten-free if you use gluten-free corn flour and gluten-free baking powder. Just make sure what you're using is gluten-free. 30 grams of corn flour. So I don't know if this is gluten-free. Oh, there it is, 30. Spot on. 2 teaspoons of gluten-free baking powder. So, and this is gluten-free because I've made it myself, and it contains rice, white rice for the rice flour, and bicarbonate of soda and cream of tartar. And we want 2 teaspoons. So with the TM7, I mean, it ticks off when you get your weights right, but if you're measuring it in, if it's not a weight quantity, now I'm just going to repeat this for people that haven't watched my videos before. You have to select it and tick it off. Now we've got half a teaspoon of paprika. Half a teaspoon of salt. Here it is. pinches of black pepper. Rightio, next. We'll go next, and it'll tell us to put our lid on. And now we're going to mix that for 5 seconds on speed 5, and this is the equivalent of sifting. Next. Okay, so now we're going to add, oops, we're going to wait for the lid to come off. 2 egg yolks. And 120 grams of water. Now let's have a look at that, shall we? That's our sifted ingredients. Okay. 120. Whoops. Rightio. So we're going to go next. And now we're going to mix that for 10 seconds on speed 5 or until smooth. So this is a fairly quick recipe. I know that we're going to wash and dry the mixing bowl and beat the egg whites. Okay, so now it says, oh look at that, it says a can of cream corn drained. So that's what I've done, is I've just cracked the lid and tipped all the juice out. So and then we've got 200 grams of feta cheese. So this is the good stuff. This really adds to them. No. Rightio. So these are little 100 gram blocks of feta cheese. So this is delicious, and it's good because yeah, it's only you're only opening a little bit at a time. I mean, this recipe uses both, but if you only want 100 grams or less, then I mean, not that feta cheese lasts long in our house, and we tend to eat it up pretty quick. Okay, so we've done that, and we've done that. Next, 10 seconds, speed 2, with the blade in reverse. So transfer into a bowl and set aside. So what I'm going to do is we're going to take this opportunity to, I mean, that I could have crumbled that feta up a bit more, but we're going to take this opportunity to clean the kitchen, and then I'll come back when we've got a clean, dry mixing bowl, and we'll keep going. Rightio. Moving right along. We've got a clean, dry mixing bowl, and I've really dried that well. And we're going to insert our butterfly whisk. It just sits over the knob behind, let's see if we can touch it, that blade there, with the bump on top, with the highest blade with the bump on top. and it just sits on the blunt side of that blade. And I'm pretty sure there's a little video here that shows you how to do it. Hang on. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. There we go. Rightio. Next, now we've got 2 egg whites. Next, whisk them for 1 minute on speed 3 until stiff peaks form. Prolong time if necessary. And that is our corn mixture. And I did get in and crumble that feta up a bit more. I thought the Thermomix would chop it up a bit more than it did, but let's do that. Delicious. Right. Oh, flies, flies, flies. Okay, next, and let's have a look at those egg whites. And if they're not, oh, look at that. So they're soft peaks. Okay, excellent. Right, and fold in gently. Rightio. I'm going to pop that in the fridge and we'll cook that shortly. And in the meantime, I'm going to wash everything up and I'm going to get on with cooking my mince. So, line a large plate with paper towel and set aside. Place a large fry pan over medium heat and add 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil. And then we're going to place spoonfuls of batter on the pan and fry for 2 to 3 minutes each side. Transfer the cooked fritters onto a lined plate to drain. It says it makes approximately 20 fritters, and then we're going to serve warm with avocado cream, chili jam and watercress. Now I haven't got any watercress. I don't even know where I would buy watercress. So that is finished. I'll come back once we've got them cooked and we'll have a taste together. The crew will be descending soon. This is the size I made the fritters. I'll get some avocado and some chili sauce. So let's have a taste. They're still warm. They are really nice. They would be perfect for an afternoon tea or a brunch or something. They are delicious. I have made them before, so I wasn't actually surprised. flies everywhere. Rightio. Give this one a try. It's gluten-free, as long as you use gluten-free ingredients. Everything I used was gluten-free. I don't know about the corn flour, because corn flour can either be wheat or corn, wheat or maize. But yes, I don't know. That's the only thing I'm not sure of. Rightio. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, could you please give it a thumbs up? Pop over to my channel and subscribe. And I really hope I'll see you next time.